Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Trying to get myself organized a little bit. Sai Ram, everyone. Just let me know if the sound is okay, if it's a bit distant. I can adjust a little bit. And we've also got YouTube Live, we have Facebook Live as well, and we have Zoom Live. So we're looking forward to a really wonderful afternoon with everyone. Is the guitar okay and the voice all right?
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
fine.
Please do send me messages in the chat, Ganesh, during if anything is not clear. Sai Ram, Uncle Bal, how are you? Lovely to see you. And Sai Ram from Florida, and Rani Sai Ram as well. Lovely to see you, Uncle Nari. Very, very good to have everybody together today. Okay, let me try. We have another minute to go, right? So you'll do the honors, Ganesh, when we start?
Yes, no problem.
You, right. Just get myself organized a little bit. Oops. Sai Ram Urvi. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Warm welcome to this session 5 of Divine Beats. And today is a special session. As you know, it's Krishna Jamashtami, and so this is going to be a special session in light of that. So if you have any requests relating Krishna, Lord Krishna, and we'd love to receive those. And I noticed that Renu has prepared some specific songs for this occasion. So over to you, Renu.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Jay Ganesh. And a big thank you to the Sri Sathya Sai Organization of the UK, Region 3 in particular, for all the love and support. It's so wonderful to be sharing bhajans from the Sai Organization, because this is my home, where I've grown up with all these beautiful bhajans. And to reconnect also with friends, old, gold, and new, young and young at heart. So as Ganesh said, today for me is session 5 of Divine Beats on the Sathya Sai platform in the UK, but it's also day 3 of 7 days of Janmashtami that I've been doing. So it's 7 days, 7 stories, and 7 songs. I started a few days ago, so this is my 3rd session of Janmashtami. And the interesting thing is, of course, I thought, yes, fine, I'll do 20-minute sessions, and that'll be fine. But I realized that actually there are so many beautiful stories to do with Lord Krishna growing up. So I think it's going to be more like 7 days and 17 stories and 700 bhajans, 700 songs. But the more the merrier. So let us begin today with giving great thanks to our Lord Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba and our beautiful, the two Purna avatars, Bhagwan Baba and Lord Krishna. Let us begin in our usual way with 3 Omkars and also 3 Gayatri mantras. So why don't we all settle down? Make sure you're comfortable in your chair. If it's nighttime for you and you're part of the world, a warm Sai Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, make sure that your spine is straight. If it helps, close your eyes and simply focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Don't do anything special or different, just listen to your own breathing. And with each in-breath, let this thought be uppermost. The thought of gratitude that I am breathing, I am alive. Give thanks for that. And as we center ourselves, let us relax by taking in 2 deep breaths. So take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, sigh it out, letting go of your shoulders, let go of your arms, allow your legs to relax, feel your feet firmly on the floor or on the surface, wherever they happen to be. Again, a deep breath in, and breathing out. Allow a smile to play on your face. Give thanks. On the next out-breath, let us say Om 3 times. Om. For body, mind and spirit, let us chant the Gayatri mantra, energizing, cleansing and elevating all these 3 aspects of our being. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. As we approach Janmashtami, we will be planning our pujas, our prayers, possibly all at home via Zoom. But as Swami always says, the real temple is the temple of your heart. It is there where we connect, where we make our real offerings. So let us begin with a Ganesh invocation. Om Gananatva Ganapati Gumhavamahe Kavim Kavina Upamashravastamam ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणा ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीधसाधनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्. For this Janmashtami special, we will invoke the presence of Lord Krishna and invite him with all our love to come into our satsang, to come into our hearts. Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna. Mathurapuri Krishna, Madhusudhana Krishna, Mathurapuri Krishna, Madhusudhana Krishna, Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna. Mathurapuri Krishna, Madhusudhana Krishna, Mathurapuri Krishna, Madhusudhana Krishna, Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna. On behalf of all of us, divine souls, I humbly pray to Bhagwan Baba, to sweet Lord Krishna, to please enter each and every one of our hearts. Please bless us, that we may become always closer to you, connected to you, and live and bask in your sweetness and your goodness. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. I was going through various stories, and one of the things that I was looking at stories that Baba has told. So these are quite familiar Krishna stories, but the ones that Baba has himself chosen to tell us. And I want to start off with this story, which Swami tells us about the priest and the thief. Do you know it? Maybe some of you know it? Well, the story goes like this. Of course, it's set in olden times. And a Brahmin priest, his profession was to go to various villages, and at these villages he would either sit under a tree, usually in a public place, and tell the stories of Lord Krishna. He would recite basically stories from the Bhagavatam. One day he was invited to a very, very large house and to tell the stories, the katha, the stories there. While he was there, a thief broke into the house where this particular recital, prayer, was going on. The thief hid himself high up in one of the balconies where he could see what was going on. Basically, he was a thief. That was his profession. The Brahmin priest was doing his job, and the thief was doing his job, which was basically staking out the joint. From his vantage point, he could see who had what looked like rings or women with bangles. It's basically where he could steal. So he broke in, and he had no idea about the Bhagavatam. He had no idea about all of these things, but he got in at the time when the priest was describing Lord Krishna and his brother Balaram. The priest started to describe the jewels worn by Krishna. He described in great detail the ornaments that Yashoda Ma put on Krishna before sending him out when he was tending the cows. The thief thought, you know what? This is a really good idea. Here I am, it's so hot. I've got to go from village to village. I've got to find people to steal from. If I can just get hold of this boy that this priest is talking about, kill the lad, steal the jewels, I am set for life. So he thought, right, I am going to wait until the Brahmin finishes his story. And he waited until the Brahmin priest finished and went back to the little hut where he was staying. The thief followed him. He accosted the priest and he said, "Hey, you." The priest was very, very frightened. He was really scared. He thought, my God, even the small donation money that I've been given, I'm going to lose that because this thief looks really earnest and quite frightening. He said, listen, I don't have really anything much. I've only just been given a few coins. Please spare me. I'm not a very rich priest. Please spare me. So the thief said, listen, I don't want anything material from you. I want some information. Really? What kind of information do you want? He says, you were telling a story about some lady called Yashoda and how she is adorning her son Krishna with some ornaments before she sent him for grazing with the cows. I want to know where I can find that Krishna. The Brahmin was shocked. Obviously, the thief didn't know what he was talking about. So the Brahmin was in a fix. But being a Brahmin, he was clever. He told the thief, you know what? There is a book in my house where I keep all of these particulars. I will gladly share the information with you. Come with me. So he took the thief to his house and he looked in a book and he said, right, here it is. In the town of Vrindavan, which is only about 30 kilometers away from here, on the banks of the Yamuna River, in a green meadow, 2 boys will come in the early morning just after sunrise. One boy will look dark, like the clouds, with a flute, and the other will be fair, clad in white silk. The dark one will have all the ornaments that I have described. The thief believed the story, and he set out immediately to Vrindavan. He thought, right, if I can get there by nightfall, I can find somewhere and get a good lookout post. He located the place, and he climbed a tree and waited for sunrise. The sun rose, and soon after sunrise, he could hear the faint melody of a flute wafting along the morning breeze. These are Swami's words. Swami has given this, and it's been translated into English. The enchanting music could be heard closer and closer, and the thief barely had to stop falling off the branch because he was so keen to see these boys. Finally, he spotted them coming over the ridge of the hill with cows behind them. As they neared, he got down from the tree and he went nearby, proximity. The moment he saw them, he forgot himself. He folded his hands. He was overcome with tears of joy, and he couldn't understand what was going on. And he actually thought, which mother is going to send their son out with all these jewels and just be a ready, kind of like a ripe fruit for plucking? You know, he's going to get all his jewelry stolen. And he thought these boys looked like vigrahas. Vigrahas is the divine in human form. These vigrahas, chiseled to perfection, loaded with ornaments, making their way to the riverbank, the Yamuna River. Since the thief had carefully listened to the story of Krishna as told by the Brahmin, he did a quick inventory of the jewelry. He noticed that Krishna was not wearing one particular piece of ornament, which was described. And he himself wanted to adorn Krishna with that missing ornament. Just as the clouds cover the bright sun, though, wicked thoughts developed in his mind again, and he approached the boys with the intention to kill them. The boys were wandering along. He went up to them, in front of them, and he caught hold of Krishna's wrist. "Stop," he said. But the moment he touched Krishna, all his previous karmas were wiped clean, and he no longer had that heavy cloud of sin, of covetousness. He inquired lovingly, "Who are you?" Krishna told him, "Leave my hands, I'm frightened by your looks." The thief told Krishna, "It's my evil mind which is reflected in my face. If you're frightened, I shall go away." Krishna then told the thief, "Go away, but haven't you forgotten the purpose for which you have come? Here, take my ornaments." And saying this, Krishna started to take off his earrings, even a little nose ring, his pearl necklaces, his gold ornaments, even a little gold-studded peacock feather with a little stud there. Confused, the thief said, "Won't your mother scold you if you just give away all your ornaments as gifts?" Krishna smiled and said, "Oh, these ornaments, don't you worry about them. I have plenty of them because I am a bigger thief than you." "A bigger thief? But you're only a child. You're so innocent. You're so beautiful," said the thief. "How can you be a bigger thief than me? I who rob and steal from people. I'm not a nice person. You are wonderful." "Ah," said Krishna, "I am a bigger thief. The difference between you and me, though, is however much I steal, the owners do not complain. I am lovingly called by the people from whom I steal Chitta Chora. Though you are not aware of it, you have an ornament in your possession that is mine, the Chitta. I shall steal it again and take the same with me." So saying, both the boys just vanished into thin air. The thief suddenly felt a heaviness on his shoulder, and to his surprise, he found a bag full of ornaments on his shoulder. Shaking with disbelief, he was bewildered, he was elated, he didn't know what to feel or to think. He went back as fast as he could to the Brahmin's house, and he told him what had happened. The Brahmin was frightened. He thought, "This is one crazy man." So he said, "Okay, you better come inside," and opened the bag, and to his utter amazement, yes, all the ornaments described in the Bhagavatam were right there in front of him. Shedding tears of joy, the Brahmin folded his hands and said, "Please, please, take me to this place where you've seen this dark boy. Please take me there, I beg you." The thief said, "Yeah, no problem. In fact, you only told me the way." So they went off again. They waited in the same place where the thief had met the boys the previous day. And in the morning, just after sunrise, the thief exclaimed, "See, Here they come, here they come. Sadly, the Brahmin could not see them. He was stricken with remorse. He said, Swami, when you give darshan to a thief, please, why not to me? If you do not give darshan to me, I shall end my life. In a flash, Krishna and Balaram appeared and blessed the Brahmin priest lovingly. He said, my dear, you are reading the Bhagavatam every day, but you're reading it just as another story. Whereas this man, who used to be a thief, believed what you told me with sincerity. I manifest only for those who surrender to me. Swami concluded his story by saying, sincere belief takes one nearer to God. So that is the story of Krishna and the thief and the Brahmin priest. So even it reminds me that today, as I'm telling you this story, how much do I really believe in it? Is it just a story? Can I really take it to heart? Imagine Krishna not out there somewhere as a murti, as a photograph, as a painting, but real, flesh and blood like Baba has been for us. Someone we can talk to, someone we can pray to, someone we can sing to and love with all our hearts. So why don't we offer our song to him? And as Lord Krishna said to the thief, I'm a bigger thief than you. Chit chora Yashoda ke baad Navaneet chor Gopal Govardhan Dhar Gopal चित्त चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल चित्त चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल चित्त चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल, नवनीत चोर गोपाल, गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल, गोवर्धन धर गोपाल, गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल, गोवर्धन धर गोपाल, गोपाल 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 गोपाल, गोवर्धन धर गोपाल, गोपाल 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 गोपाल, गोवर्धन धर गोपाल, गोवर्धन धर गोपाल, गोवर्धन धर गोपाल। चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल, नवनीत चोर गोपाल। बोलो कृष्ण कन्हैया जी की जय, बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। How blessed we are to have the beautiful Purna avatar in our time. Of course, we can't do Janmashtami without singing the Maha Mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And for these 7 days of Janmashtami, I've been trying to do a different tune every day. So there was a beautiful tune I heard when I was at the Sadhu Vaswani mission in Pune. I'm going to try it. It's a lovely, lovely tune. If you can pick it up while I'm singing, please do join in with me, wherever you are. It would be so nice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Swami tells us another story. He says that when Krishna was just about 3 years old, actually let me backtrack a bit. In those days, and in many of the villages, even now in India and in other parts of the world where there are villages, they have fruit and vegetable sellers. And they come around to all the houses in the village selling their wares. And for a while, for about almost a year, when I was 10 years old, I lived in the small town at that time, or the big town, small city, big town of Pune, in Maharashtra, about 3 hours from Bombay. And was staying in my grandmother's apartment. And it was to be wonderful. She was on the 3rd floor, and we'd have the vegetable seller come round. But the vegetable seller never came upstairs. He would shout out, "I've got these fruits and I've got these vegetables," and over the balcony, tied to the balcony, was a basket. And down the basket, empty basket, would go, and then all the onions and all the fruits and the carrots would be placed in the basket, and then the basket would be hoisted up. My grandmother would carefully check everything to make sure she was not shortchanged, and then put the appropriate amount of rupees, and down the basket would go again. And so in the villages of India, we have the fruit sellers and the vegetable sellers. And there was a fruit seller who would come and sell these lovely, lovely fruits. And she came to the village of Gokul, because Krishna was still in Gokul at that age. Sorry, Gokul or Mathura? Mathura, what am I saying? In Mathura. And Krishna, little Krishna, was watching what was going on, because he would see his father go out and have a little negotiation with the lady, and then he would hand over some grains to her. He would have a bag of grain, and he would give that, and then she would weigh up the grains and kind of assess how heavy it was, and according to that, she would then give him an appropriate number of fruits. So Krishna said, those fruits look really tasty. So he went up to her, and his little Krishna voice, he said,
I would like to have some fruits, please, lady seller.
And the old woman said, well, you'll only get fruits from me if you pay. In those days they would barter, right? So Krishna said, pay? Yes, you have to give me a price. What does this mean? Well, I need something in return for the fruit. You see your father? He gave me some grains. He gave me some rice. So, you give me something and I'll give you some fruit. So Krishna thought, well, that's straightforward. He went in, and in his little palms, his little fists, he filled them up with rice. And as he's coming out of the house, of course, he can't carry properly, right? He's carrying them like this. And the rice grains are falling down, and the fruit seller is trying not to giggle because she finds it so cute, so amusing to see this little boy, so earnest. And he gives her his palmful, by the time he gets to it, it's half palmful of rice. She places the rice in her basket, looks at it, appraises it, and then she gives Krishna some fruits, as many as he can carry in his little fists. She's charmed by the beauty of the child. And she gives Krishna a loving look, blesses him, and then goes on her way, feeling so happy, so elated. When she gets back to her cottage, as she's getting closer, she feels her basket getting heavier and heavier. She can't understand it. She thinks, am I feeling more tired? Why does my basket suddenly feel so heavy? And it's so heavy that she immediately has to look at what is under the cloth in her basket. And to her amazement, those rice grains, the rice grain from Nanda Baba is still in its bag, but the loose grains that given by Lord Krishna, that she could almost count because there were so few in his palm, had turned into precious gems. And she realized that that is a divine child. And Satya Sai Baba tells us this story to tell us that whatever we offer, whether it's a grain of rice, whether it's a flower, whether it's a kind word, a word of honesty, a word of love, a word of gratitude, these are like grains of rice that we offer him. These are the fruits that we can offer him. And in return, he will give us the jewels, the Navratna. He will give us the jewels of gratitude, of contentment, of peacefulness, of compassion, of goodness, of generosity, of love, of character, and of integrity. All of these gifts are the jewels that Lord will give us. So, with these wonderful gems that Baba has told us, I would like to sing for you something that I really enjoy so much. I just have to get it up on my screen. If you can just bear with me. If I can't do it so well, then I might have to leave it for another time, which would be a shame. Yes, I think I might have to leave it. But I've got something equally wonderful. Those of you who are in the UK, this is truly a hot summer, isn't it? And along with the heat, it's very, very humid. So I don't know about you, but I'm drinking gallons of water. And I've actually been enjoying it because this is the kind of heat that I associate with India. And India I associated with Puttaparthi and Prashanthi. And I remember the days of the sheds, of being so hot and humid, or in the rooms that we would have, where we would put a washing line across with our pegs that we brought all the way from England, and we would hang out our washing. We would stick with blue tack or sellotape our pictures of Baba on the wall. We would have our little bucket for washing everything. And the simplicity of life, it was like being on a perpetual picnic with Swami. तुम ही मोरे गिरधर नागर, तुम ही मोरे घनश्याम, परति के राजा शिरडी निवासा, तुम ही अयोध्या राम। इतना प्यार पाया है तुमसे इस जीवन में राह मिली, तुम ही मोरे गिरधर नागर, तुम ही मोरे घनश्याम, तुम ही मोरे घनश्याम। तुझसे ही जीवन तुम बिन लगे ना, मन मोरा भावरा कन्हैया, मन मोरा बावरा। तुझे से ही जीवन तुम बिन लगे ना, मन मोरा बावरा कन्हैया, मन मोरा बावरा। अशरूप है नैनों से उसाई, दर्शन दे अब तो, दर्शन दे अब तो। इस जीवन में मिल जो गए हो, बांधे रखो मोरे राम, तुम ही मोरे गिरधर नागर, तुम ही मोरे घनश्याम, तुम ही मोरे घनश्याम। तुम ही हो जग के पालनहारे, इस युग के अवतार ओ रामा, इस युग के अवतार। तुम ही हो जग के पालनहारे, इस युग के भगवान ओ बाबा, इस युग के भगवान। मुझे से मिली मैं मिल के तुम्हीं से, ऐसा है तेरा प्यार, ऐसा है तेरा प्यार। देकर ही पाई हार के भी जीती, इतनी खुशी पाई मैंने, लगने लगे जब दुश्मन भी पाई, राह पे चलने लगी, तुझसे ही मिलती गई, तुम ही मोरे गिरधर नागर, तुम ही मोरे घनश्याम, परती के राजा शिरडी निवासा, तुम ही अयोध्या राम. Baba says, my reality is unreachable. Unreachable it will be, not only today, but even for 1,000 years. Though the 1,000 years are spent in ardent inquiry by all people of the world acting in unison. But the bliss emanating from that reality is within the reach of all the nations of earth, and you can partake of it. My Shakti, my powers, my mystery can never be understood, says Baba. Like the sun, which is within reach for astronauts, but you burn up, you get annihilated. But on planet Earth, like that sun of Baba, we can enjoy the warmth, we can bask in the rays of his divine radiance. We thank you, Swami, for giving us this gracious opportunity. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. हरि केशव हरि गोविंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. वनमाली मुरली धारी, गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारी. वनमाली मुरली धारी, गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारी. नित नित कर माखन चोरी, गोपी मन प्यारी. नित नित कर माखन चोरी, गोपी मनहारी. आओ रे राधा रे गोकुल के प्यारे, आओ रे कान्हा रे गोकुल के प्यारे. अरे आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे, गाओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. हरि केशव हरि गोविंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम. वनमाली मुरली धारी, गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारी. वनमाली मुरली गोवर्धन गिरवरधारी, नित नित कर माखन चोरी, गोपी मनहारी। नित नित कर माखन चोरी, गोपी मनहारी। आओ रे राधा रे गोकुल के प्यारे, आओ रे कान्हा रे गोकुल के प्यारे। आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे, अरे गाओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला, बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला। साई नारायण रंग रंग विठ्ठला, साई नारायण रंग रंग विठ्ठला। बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला, बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला। गोविंद विठ्ठला रखुमाई विठ्ठला, गोविंद विठ्ठला रखुमाई विठ्ठला। गोपाल विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला, गोपाल विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला। श्रीरंग विठ्ठला साई रंग विठ्ठला, श्रीरंग विठ्ठला साई रंग विठ्ठला। बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला, बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला। साई नारायण रंग रंग विठ्ठला, साई नारायण रंग रंग विठ्ठला। बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला, बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला। गोविंद विठ्ठला रखुमाई विठ्ठला, गोविंद विठ्ठला रखुमाई विठ्ठला। गोपाल विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला, गोपाल विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला। श्रीरंग विठ्ठला साई रंग विठ्ठला, श्रीरंग विठ्ठला साई रंग विठ्ठला। बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला। Thank you very much for a beautiful bhajan request that's just come in. And it's just perfect to sing now. Keshava Madhava Jayadeva Madhusudhana Keshava Madhava Jayadeva Madhusudhana Netra Kamaladhara Ativa Manohara Netra Kamaladhara Ativa Manohara Antarayami Prabhu Parameshwara Antarayami Prabhu Parameshwara Maya Manusha Vesaliladhara Maya Manusha Vesaliladhara Maya Manusha Vesaliladhara Maya Manusha Vesaliladhara Deva Madhusudhana Sai Deva Madhusudhana Keshava Madhava Jayadeva Madhusudhana Keshava Madhava जय देवा मधु सुधना नेत्र कमलधर अतीव मनोहर नेत्र कमलधर अतीव मनोहर अंतरयामी प्रभु परमेश्वर अंतरयामी प्रभु परमेश्वर माया मानुष वेसलीलाधर माया मानुष वेसलीलाधर माया मानुष वेसलीलाधर माया मानुष वेसलीलाधर देवा मधु सुधना साई देवा मधु सुधना केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुसूदना Did the Chittachor steal your heart? Has he stolen it yet? You know, you don't have to wait for him to steal it, right? You can just give it to him. So why don't we offer our hearts at this moment in time as we come to a close of Divine Beats, the 5th session and the 3rd day of Janmashtami program. As we end and give thanks to beloved Swami, let us give our hearts to him. Swami, here is my heart. I thought I gave it to you, but I think, looking inside, Swami, I kept a bit for myself. I kept a bit for my family. I kept a bit for my best friends. I kept a bit for whoever. But Swami, I know if I give you my heart, you will put it in your heart, which is so vast. And in your heart, why, I can just swing and play and be with everybody else's hearts that are with you. So, don't make God so small, as Khalil Gibran, the Lebanese poet, said. He says, don't say, God is in my heart. No, rather say that let my heart be in the heart of God. Let my heart be in God's heart. So let my heart be in Swami's heart. Let us end this beautiful session today of Divine Beats that we've been singing and hearing the Leelas of Lord Krishna with Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu 3 times and Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And before we end, let me just say that next Saturday, join me again on the Divine Beats platform. For those of you who are coming onto Divine Beats for the first time, I will endeavor to put the link up again on the Facebook program, the Facebook Renu Gidoomal Music, Renu Gidoomal official page. You're most welcome. And for those of you who are not aware of the Janmashtami program that I'm doing, which are beautiful stories and bhajans about Lord Krishna, please take a look at Renu Gidoomal official and join me there, and let us continue to share the moments of bliss. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साईं बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो श्री कृष्ण कन्हैयालाल जी की जय। जय साई राम। Ganesh.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you, Swami. A very lovely session today. All of you that are planning to join us next week, please know that you can actually send bhajan and song requests. You can send them to region 3 at srisatyasai.org.uk. And also region 3, Krishna Jamashtami celebrations is on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. So please check in with your centre presidents and centre for those details. And once again, thank you. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Sai Ram.
Thank you. Jai Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you. Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Sai Ram, thank you.
Jai Sai Ram, thank you very
Jai
much.
Sai Ram.
Oh, wow.
Just give me 1 second because I'm on Facebook Live and I don't know how to switch it off.